Well, a scriptwriter's job is to take a story, whether it's your own story or somebody else's story, and basically create a document, like a script, which is then used by a production company to create a film or a TV series or whatever else is required. It could be a promotion for a business, or it could be a comedy sketch, or it could be a TV idea. But the idea is that you have a blank sheet of paper, you start creating the story, you develop it, you get advice from the people who you're working with, and then eventually you create a document. If it's a film script, it'll be about 90 pages. If it's a sitcom, it'll be about 25 pages. And that's the job, basically, is to deliver it to people and then go back and forth as you improve the script. So you will never see a screenwriting job advertised. You know, it's not like it'll turn, because there are so many more people who want to write than there are jobs. So you might think, well, how do I find out about these jobs? Basically, you have to write for yourself to start with. It's quite simple. I started off writing comedy videos for YouTube. I had a friend of mine who lived in Treforest near Pontypridd. He was an actor, and I came up with an idea of writing a series of comedy videos about an unemployed actor in the valleys. And because of the profile of the videos, I started making light-hearted videos for businesses. The fact is, you need to develop your craft. So no one is going to phone you up from the BBC and say, have you got a TV series, can you write it? That'll never happen. But if you have a good idea, and if you decide, I want to try and send this to BBC or Netflix or Amazon, you need to show that you've got an appetite for it. They want to see what you've done before. I thought I would write a 30-page script, send it in, and they would go, fantastic, brilliant. It's not like that. You will get so many notes on your script. So what I learned very quickly is that the script is not, it's not like a painting where you've painted it and it doesn't change forever. It's a continually ongoing process. And sometimes you feel a bit battered because you've got so many notes and you think, but I love this character, or I love this script, and that line is very funny. But at the end of the day, when it goes out, it's still your script. Even if you've had to compromise or do things you haven't been happy to do, it's still nice when you see your name on the screen. It's very satisfying. If you're commissioned to write for EastEnders or Poblacion, you've probably got 6 weeks to write the script. They probably want a rough draft in 2, and then it goes back and forth for about 4. If you've got your own idea for a sitcom and it's in your head, it can take a few days. But I've also written a film script, which I wrote 6 years ago, and I'm still going to it sometimes and amending it. So scripting, it's as long as a piece of string, really. You can be writing something for years, like I've done, or you can be writing something very quickly. A 22-page script, if you've got a strong idea, you could do it in a few days. But generally, I find that if I've got a good idea for something, I'll make some notes, because the very important thing to do when you've got an idea is to write stuff down, even if it's rubbish, because that clears the head. Then you stop thinking about the things you've written down. You start thinking about new things. There is inspiration everywhere. There is inspiration in things that you've learnt in everyday life. If you're mother or father says, oh, I was talking to this guy today, and he's got an emu, for example, and it escaped from the farm, and he was chasing it across the field with a Land Rover. That's something actually that happened recently in Larne, but and bizarrely enough, a raccoon had let the emu out because he picked the lock. That sounds crazy, right? But I've never seen that on a screen before. I've never seen that in a TV series. That is fresh material. So people are always looking for new stories. The most important thing when you're writing from your own ideas is be honest to yourself. Do not try and think, what would somebody else like to see? You've got to really get into yourself. It's your voice. And it's very important, because to make it in screenwriting, it's your voice all the time. You've got to dig into yourself. If you get an opportunity to be paid money to write, grab it with both hands. Whether it's a local business who just want a one-page corporate video, whatever it is. If it's some friends who are actors who want to do something, take it. If because it's all good practice. It might get to the point where you've got a big sitcom on TV, and then if somebody says, do you want to do this? You can say no. But to get to that level, write and write again, and take everything you can. And also, because in the early years, you're going to be writing for yourself anyway. Just keep on practicing and practicing, because you will get better. Just keep writing. It'll liberate you, and it will expand. The more you write, the better you'll get.